Among the seven wonders of the ancient world, none stir the imagination quite like the Hanging Gardens of Babylon. Described as a breathtaking paradise of tiered terraces, lush greenery, and flowing waterfalls rising in the heart of Mesopotamia, they have been called a miracle of both nature and human ambition. Ancient writers spoke of gardens so high they seemed to touch the sky, a man-made mountain covered in exotic trees and flowers, built in the middle of the desert. But here lies the mystery. While temples, pyramids, and ruins of empires remain for us to see, the Hanging Gardens have left behind no trace. Were they a true wonder, constructed by King Nebuchadnezzar II for his beloved queen, or simply a legend born of imagination and poetry? As we journey into the past, we uncover the stories, theories, and mysteries surrounding one of history's greatest enigmas, the lost garden in the sands of Babylon. The story begins with King Nebuchadnezzar II, ruler of the Neo-Babylonian Empire in the 6th century BCE. Known as one of history's most ambitious monarchs, Nebuchadnezzar expanded his empire across Mesopotamia, constructing magnificent palaces, temples, and fortifications. Yet among his achievements, one tale shines brighter than all: the creation of a garden unlike any other. According to legend, his queen, Amitis of Media, missed the green mountains of her homeland. To ease her sorrow, Nebuchadnezzar ordered a monumental structure built, tier upon tier of stone platforms, engineered to support soil, trees, and flowing streams. The result was a man-made paradise in the desert, an architectural and botanical miracle. But here lies the mystery. Ancient records are inconsistent. Some describe the gardens vividly, while others make no mention at all, raising questions about whether they were real or just a legend passed down through time. If the Hanging Gardens truly existed, their construction was nothing short of extraordinary. Imagine building colossal stone terraces strong enough to hold tons of soil and enormous trees. To make this possible, ancient engineers are believed to have used thick layers of reeds, asphalt, and lead sheets to prevent water from leaking through the foundations. But the real challenge was irrigation. In the heart of a scorching desert, how could such a garden survive without constant water supply? Ancient sources describe a system of chain pumps or screw-like mechanisms, lifting water from the Euphrates River up to the highest terraces. Streams then flowed downward, nourishing every plant in sight. If accurate, this would make the gardens one of the earliest known examples of advanced hydraulic engineering, a feat centuries ahead of its time. Such ingenuity remains one of the most fascinating puzzles of the ancient world. Our knowledge of the Hanging Gardens comes not from Babylonian records, but from later Greek historians. Strabo, Diodorus Siculus, and Philo of Byzantium describe a marvel beyond imagination. They wrote of towering walls, 75 feet high, supporting rows of terraces filled with exotic plants. Shade trees provided cool relief, while colorful flowers spilled over the balconies like waterfalls of color. Birds from distant lands were said to nest among the branches, filling the air with their songs. These descriptions painted the gardens as more than just a wonder of engineering. They were a sanctuary of beauty, a glimpse of paradise crafted by human hands. Yet the absence of Babylonian records leaves historians puzzled. Were the Greek writers exaggerating? Or did the gardens truly stand as one of the greatest spectacles of the ancient world, lost to time and memory? The mystery deepens when we realize that Babylon's own inscriptions and tablets remain silent about the gardens. Nebuchadnezzar's achievements were meticulously recorded, yet not a single Babylonian tablet mentions such a wonder. Some historians believe the gardens may have been located not in Babylon, but in Nineveh, the Assyrian capital, built by King Sennacherib nearly a century earlier. His palace inscriptions describe lush gardens with advanced aqueduct systems, which strikingly resemble the descriptions attributed to Babylon. Could history have confused the two cities? Or did the gardens truly exist in Babylon, erased by the sands of time and war? This debate continues to divide scholars, making the Hanging Gardens not only a marvel, but also one of history's greatest enigmas. Whether real or legendary, their story reflects humanity's eternal desire to create beauty even in the harshest of places. To truly understand the significance of the Hanging Gardens, we must step back and picture Babylon itself. This city was unlike anything the ancient world had ever seen. High defensive walls so thick that chariots could race upon them. Massive gates like the famous Ishtar Gate adorned with glazed blue bricks and roaring lions, and vast ziggurats rising towards the heavens. All showcased the glory of the Babylonian Empire. Imagine approaching such a city as a foreign traveler. The shimmering towers reflecting sunlight, the Euphrates River splitting the metropolis, and in the heart of it, a lush green mountain of life, the Hanging Gardens. Amid a land of desert heat and dust, this oasis stood as a miracle of human imagination. To its people, it was a source of pride and a symbol of their king's divine power. To outsiders, it was proof that Babylon was the jewel of the ancient world, unmatched in majesty. At the heart of the legend lies a love story. Queen Amytis of Media, married to Nebuchadnezzar II, often longed for the green hills and forests of her homeland. In the dry heat of Babylon, the endless deserts brought her sorrow. To comfort her, Nebuchadnezzar ordered the creation of a man-made mountain filled with life. Terraces were planted with cedars, palms, figs, and flowers that reminded Amytis of her distant country. Streams of cool water cascaded from the heights, creating the sound of rushing rivers in the middle of the city. For the queen, it must have felt like stepping into a dream, a piece of her home recreated by her husband's devotion. This tale of love has made the Hanging Gardens more than just a wonder of architecture. It has turned them into a timeless symbol of devotion, where personal affection shaped one of the world's greatest legends. Imagine being a traveler from Greece, Egypt, or Persia arriving in Babylon for the first time. You walk through the great gates, past walls covered in brilliant tiles, and then your eyes fall upon the Hanging Gardens. Tier upon tier of stone platforms, covered in plants and flowers you had never seen before, rising high into the sky. You would hear the sound of flowing water and see fountains spraying life into the desert air. Birds of many kinds nested in the branches, their calls mixing with the sound of waterfalls. Ancient visitors would have considered the gardens a vision of paradise, proof that Babylon held secrets from the gods themselves. To them, it was more than beauty. It was a demonstration of power, wealth, and divine favor. No wonder later historians remembered it as one of the 7 wonders of the world. If the Hanging Gardens truly existed, what became of them? Wars, invasions, and the relentless march of time may have erased this wonder from history. Babylon itself faced repeated attacks, from Persian conquest to Alexander the Great's arrival centuries later. Earthquakes and erosion could have destroyed the fragile terraces. Without maintenance, the advanced irrigation systems might have collapsed, leaving only ruins beneath the desert sands. Some argue that the gardens were destroyed so completely that no trace survived, while others believe they were simply forgotten when Babylon fell into decline. Unlike the pyramids of Egypt or the Parthenon in Greece, nothing of the gardens remains for us to see today. And yet, their legend survives, carried through centuries of storytelling. Perhaps that is their true immortality, not in stone and soil, but in the imagination of humanity. The disappearance of the Hanging Gardens is not just a tale of ruins and forgotten stones. It is a mystery that continues to haunt historians. Ancient writers like Strabo and Philo spoke of its magnificence, yet archaeologists have uncovered no clear remains within Babylon itself. Some theories suggest that the gardens may never have been in Babylon at all, but instead in Nineveh, the Assyrian capital, built by King Sennacherib with his advanced aqueduct systems. Others believe the gardens existed, but were erased by the Euphrates River's shifting course, burying them beneath layers of mud and silt. This uncertainty has given the Hanging Gardens a ghost-like presence in history, always spoken of, yet never seen. Their story reminds us how fragile even the grandest monuments are, and how easily time can transform fact into legend. In this way, the Hanging Gardens live as both a wonder and a riddle, leaving us forever searching for answers in the sands of Mesopotamia. Today, the Hanging Gardens of Babylon remain one of history's most powerful legends. Whether they were real or only a myth, They symbolize humanity's endless desire to shape nature, to create paradise even in the harshest conditions. They stand as a reminder of love, ambition, and the heights of ancient engineering. Archaeologists continue to search for clues, while artists and writers reimagine their beauty for new generations. In many ways, the gardens live on in our dreams, inspiring us to build and to wonder. When we speak of the 7 wonders of the ancient world, the Hanging Gardens capture a unique place, not because they survive in stone, but because they survive in story. And perhaps that makes them the greatest wonder of all. A garden not only of earth and water, but of memory and imagination, forever blooming in human history.